Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and good morning, and also a good evening. Yes, it's been a while. The reason is just uh, that the organization is quite busy, you know, doing researches and also comparing this research and authentifying this research to bring out to our people. We are doing a lot in the past stage. And yes, very soon we will be also coming out again live to be teaching history from our radio and also from our TV station, which is going to be coming up in YouTube very soon. So if you have not been following us in YouTube, it's time to do so. You just type in the Benin Empire Advancement League. You will be able to follow all our videos, our messages, our radio teachings, and so on. So the Benin Empire Advancement League will be coming up in different form. Uh, we are going to be doing a lot, and we are going to be doing so many things that other organizations has not been doing. Uh, we are not just such organization that people just join and they believe we will continue or we start doing things for them immediately. Because we all in this organization are also working people. We are working in different companies and so many other things doing. And we also live in different countries, as you can see. We have some in Nigeria, we have some in Ghana, in Togo, Republic of Benin, in Sierra Leone, and in Cameroon also. And yes, to coordinate all these things is not all that too easy, but we have found a way to be doing things that is appropriate for our people. Yes, there has been a lot of posts from the Benin Empire Advancement League in our Facebook page and also share with other pages. Some pages refuse our post, although these are Benin uh, organization in Facebook. They refuse our posts and others. No, we are not annoyed. Or yes, everyone has the right to reject a post or to share a post, and we fully accept that. But what we not accept is somebody just coming up to criticize uh, us for no reason. And in the last of our post, which was sponsored by this organization, it was amazing. We have a lot of positive reaction and a very, very little negative reaction. And these people with this negative reaction, they are not from the Benin Empire. It's like what is written here in this video. If you go to the background, you will see so many things that is written there. The tribes of the Benins, you know. So many people doesn't understand the meaning of all this. When we say Isam, Urubu, Isako, Isekiri, Isoko, Kwale, Ika, the Eves, the God, the Phone, these are Benins. Many people doesn't understand this because in the schools there was no history. History was not taught in the school. That is why it's very, very important for us in Nigeria as a whole to the Benin Empire is stretched very largest ethnic group. You know, apart from the Hausas, there's no other group or ethnic group that can compare themselves to the Benins. But there's a problem there. The Hausas, they speak the Hausas, but the Benins, we have so many different languages. And in this process, many people continue to ask, if the Robos, they are Benins, why are they not speaking the Edo language? If the Ika, they are Benins, why are they not speaking the Ika language? Yeah, I can answer this question. It's very simple. Our forefathers, our ancestors, they never believed in enslaving any person or any group of people or any set of people. We believe in coexistence. If one of the Benin prince left Benin for other places to settle down, he's always allowed to choose the language he's going to be using. Although these were Edo before, but the deeper they go, the more the language change. Like take for example the Ewe, the Gas, and the Fon today. You still see the common, how common the Edo language, the Eastern language, very common to these people. Even the names they give to their children, the name they answer, this is very, very common. Also in Benin, in part of Edo language or the Eastern language. But many people doesn't understand this. What I'm trying to say, the Benins, we never impose ourselves in anybody. Also, this organization never impose anything on any ethnic group or any set of people. It is left for you to say, okay, I'm here. We belong together. Let's do things together. And many people have been coming. Surprisingly, we have a lot of good people in this organization who know much about this organization, who know much about where they came from. I was surprised to see someone from Togo telling me, yes, my great founder, my ancestors, they are from the Benin Empire. They left the Edo part of the Benin Empire to settle down in Togo. Likewise, part of Ghana, there are so many people coming up recently to declare themselves as Benins. We are not in a competition with any ethnic group like the Igbos or the Yorubas or the Hausas or like that. We are only concerned about the unity and the peace among the Benins. We are not against Igbo, we are not against Yoruba, we are not against Hausa, we are not against Fulani. But we will not also tolerate it that people who doesn't know the Benins, who doesn't know the histories of the Benins, start trying to indoctrinate our people into their let me say Facebook country or online country. We will not tolerate that. We will push them back in the manner they will now understand that there are people there. There are people who know their history. There are people who know where they came from. Yeah. Because there has been a lot of map in the social media, in so many platforms, claiming part of the Benin Empire into their imaginary empire. The Benin has been there before Nigeria was formed. Before the white man even stepped their foot on the continent of Africa, the Benin has been there. In short, Benin is one of the oldest in the whole world. Although there are some people who are saying in East Africa there has been a lot discovered from human skeleton and others. Yes, but we haven't searched the west part of the Africa. Nobody really know what was going on during that time in West Africa. And I also believe the reason the white people are concentrating, or the archaeologists, they are concentrating on the eastern part of Africa. Because if you go to Egypt, the people who were the Egyptians, the original Egyptians who built the who built the Egypt that we are seeing everywhere today, you will know these are black people. But so many Caucasians, let me just put it that way, want to change this history because of supremacy here and there. And we black people, sometimes we just fall on victims of all these lies. And also our people too are doing the same thing in Africa, in Nigeria especially, where the other tribes will be trying to impose themselves on the other tribes. And because of the power in Nigeria, in the government, many things has changed. Let me put, for example, the Yorubas. During the time of Ajayi Crowther, a lot was done to make sure the history of the Benins is being erased from the map of Nigeria. While they were telling the Benins not to teach histories in their schools, they were doing that. They were forming the Yoruba language, because we know that Yorubas wasn't a tribe. They formed the Yoruba language. They started teaching their people the Yoruba language. And they were forbidding us not to teach our children, or in our schools, not to teach our histories. Even our language somehow was forbidden. As we are still talking today, hardly you find schools teaching the Edo language or teaching the Yoruba language in our schools. So it's time for the Benins to really start standing up, to start thinking twice. Because the government cannot forbid us not to teach our history in our schools or in our homes. Because the dominance of the Yorubas and the Igbos and the Fulanis in Nigeria, there's a cause for alarm. In 50 years to come, there's going to be a power shifting. Either Nigeria still exists, or Nigeria doesn't really exist. Because people have been doing a lot to make sure that this come to reality, that Nigeria is being divided, and yes, that the great Benin Empire will now just be divided into other countries, to join part of Biafra, to join part of Ododuwa, and the rest may be given to Fulanis. That will not happen in that way, because we know how Nigeria, before the white man formed Nigeria, we know who were Nigerians then. Now, the problem we are facing, many of these tribes lost their roots. It is our duty with the new generation to bring these people back to their roots. It's not by forcing them, it's only by educating them, to tell them, look, this is where you came from. If you accept it, okay, we are brothers, we are sisters. But if you doesn't accept it, it's left for you. Because you don't need to force yourself on anybody, or telling someone you are Yoruba or you are Igbo without having any root to that tribe. As I said before, the Benue tribe is one of the largest. This is the time has come now to start organizing ourselves again, because of the threats. Because 2023 is coming, the presidential election. This is going to be a heavy challenge to the Benins as a whole. Because the Igbos, they have been organizing themselves through IPOB, through other source politically. They know immediately after 2023, maybe there will be no Nigeria, and they have been doing everything necessary. 2023. Likewise, the Yorubas. We shouldn't believe all they are saying. We should also be preparing ourselves for the worst situation that is going to come. Because these people, they are very, very ready and determined to separate Nigeria if the candidate they support doesn't win the election. This is where the Benin doesn't have to fail. We have to stand for our people. We have to stand with our people. We have to do something for ourselves. This is where this organization is here, to make sure the Benis, they never lack of anything. To bring the Benis together, because together we are strong. Divided we are fall. The IPOBs, the Igbos, they have been trying this for a long time to make sure we are divided. Claiming part of the Benin Empire as their own, especially the Niger Delta part, although there was nothing like Niger Delta part before. All of them were Nigerian, we are Benis. We are Benis, people from the Benin Empire, even in Onitsha, even as far as in Enugu, middle of Enugu state. You find our people there who know where they came from. I will not mention that ethnic group there because of the danger being posed by the IPOB to these people. Because we know exactly what is going on right now there. Because the state where Nigeria is now is a very, very dangerous one. So there's no need to be adding petrol to the fire that is already burning. Because if Nigeria is good, it's good for all. If Nigeria is bad, it's bad for all. This organization is a peace-loving organization. We also support peace between our different tribes. Be you a Yoruba, be you an Igbo, be you a Fulani or Hausa or Ijo. We support peace. We don't fight with anybody. We are not interested in fighting. We are only interested in building our people, make sure our people economically are powerful, and the unity among our people to be there. You know, in our last post in Facebook, as I said before, there was a very, very powerful reaction, especially from the Republic of Benin, Togo, Sierra Leone, and Ghana. Also from Cameroon. You know, there was also very few negatives from these people, like one from Ijo, then the other one an Igbo, and then the other one a Yoruba. This shouldn't be the case. As an African, as a black person, because as a black person, you should know, you should promote the black culture, the black heritage, no matter where you came from. This is where the Africans has been lacking. They have been lacking in this very, very place. We don't know how to promote ourselves. Let us talk about Christianity. When Christianity started, you know, how did it become the religion of the white man? How did it become the religion of the Australians, of the New Zealand, people from New Zealand? You know, the whites living there, or Canada, or in America. We all know fully Christianity was a religion of the Europeans. But we African, we always deny our root because of one reason or the other. We doesn't want to associate ourselves to the Benins. We doesn't want to associate ourselves to the other tribe. Because of this, we find a way to going out to the social media, somewhere like Wikipedia, Google, Facebook, to start distorting other people's history. This is very, very wrong. In doing that, you are also destroying yourselves, because telling lies about other tribes, about other ethnic groups, you are also destroying yourself unknowingly. Because once people know all what you wrote in there, and all what you have been saying is wrong, people will no longer respect you. People will not respect you, and nobody would like to know from you again. And this has been happening, and it's still happening till today. The Benin Empire Advancement League is ready to do all it can to start correcting all these fake narratives of our forefathers, especially from the Yoruba side, because they did a lot of damages. I don't want to use any word of insult or anybody from this organization or other places to use this video as a purpose of insulting other people. I'm not here to insult anybody. The reason these people have been doing these things is because of supremacy. They want to be supreme to the others. And we haven't really learned a lot about ourselves. You have to know much about yourselves, because the Benins, they have been in this earth before other tribes even came in. From point zero to these modern days, if you want to know more, then you go there. If you know the history of Adam and Eve, and you know the history of Adam and Eve, and so many other things that is written in the Bible, you will know that the Benins, they have been there for a very, very long time. Even before the Egypt, the pyramid and others were being built and the people are there, you will know that the Benins has been there for a very, very long time. Even before the period of Odiongwere, they were Benins. They existed for thousands of years before they came to this extent to say, okay, now do something about Odiongwere. Then after the Odiongwere period, we now have the Ogiso period. From Ogiso period, we now have the Obas. And many people doesn't understand. The whole are related to each other. We cannot deny ourselves or keep on denying ourselves or keep on distorting our history. Are you now going home to be happy? This is where the problems of the black people lies, because we don't know how to respect ourselves, how to respect our histories, our forefathers. All these things you are seeing in the whole world today, all of them have a link to Africa. If you talk of the early stage of the human being, where the human being started developing, many people knows they study it from Africa. Even what people are now calling artifact or our art, many people it's just art. But for people who know the meaning of this artifact, they know this is a history of people being stolen. This is the science. For many people, it's just an artwork. But for me, and for this organization, and the people who know the worth of all these things, they know this is our science, this is our maths, this is our geography, because our forefathers, they did things that is beyond the imagination of the white people. They have been looking for ways to compare the Benin artifact to other artifacts, but they can't do that because none of them we know the meanings of all these things. In the early stage of the human civilization, there was nothing like writing, invent all these artifacts as a form of writing, as a form of history, as a form of science. You know? Because to do all these things, you have to think physically. You have to look for something like a chemistry. How do I put these things together? How did our ancestors know what to use for all this artifact? How do they got the brain even to think about it? You know, to start saying, okay, we will now get up today and start putting things together to make an artifact, to write something, in those artifacts. You know? Because many of these people, they don't just, I'm sorry for the blackout. Many of these white people, they have been trying a lot to make sure they understand what is behind all this artifact and art. You cannot compare this modern day's art to those of our forefathers because there was a reason for doing this. This was our writing, our science is there, the chemistry that has been the love that brought them together to come up and start saying, okay, we have to develop something that will look like an artifact. How do they do that? How do they know the sign and they will be putting all these artifacts? All these signs, they are informations, powerful informations. When I look at what Galileo were putting up together, the mathematics and all those sort of things he was using in creating so many of his creation, what he created, our forefather was doing the same. They were doing the same, even more better. Even more better. Why would somebody who said we didn't contribute anything to the civilization of the world be keeping what we did for thousands of years ago? Why? If you know the answer, you can just answer this question. But to my own point of view, it is very, very important to know why our ancestors were doing what they were doing. They were doing this because they know how the future will look like. They want to pass more information as possible to us in the future. Because if you look at all these artifacts, you will know our grandfathers, they discovered so many things, like the Uhure, like the DNA, like the democracy during the Ogiso period. You know, many people doesn't believe that, but we, the new generation, we need to do more to protect all these artifacts, to protect all this art, because there's a lot of information there. We need to know why they did what they did, why they passed so many information to us, why we refuse to use all this information, why the white men and the white Europeans, the Americans and others are keeping this information for themselves. Because we are still very lucky to be alive to witness all these things. Because there are so many other tribes that is no longer alive. especially in the southern part of the America, which civilization is completely erased from earth. It's only the remnants of their buildings, of the art they were living that remember these people. But with the Benins, we are still very lucky to be having all these things. They said our great forefathers, they were great people. We need to honor them. We need to remember them. And at the same time, people have been saying, these are idols. No, never. Our artifacts, they are not idols. They are informations being passed from fathers to son, from mothers to daughters. There was a lot. Our forefathers, our ancestors, they were doing a lot. That they passed more information as they could to the new generation today. The problem that is really facing Africa today is religion. I will not say our forefathers, they were not religious, but they never take any other people's religion. And the Benins especially never force anything on any other people. Like today in Nigeria, any street you go in Benin, especially in Benin City, at least you will find up to 2 or 3 churches. The children, they pray in the morning, they pray in the afternoon, they pray in the evening. Saturday, Sunday, Friday, they go to church. But hardly you see them do anything scientific. Compared to those life of the Europeans and the life of the Americans and the Australians, or the Japanese, or the Chinese. This is where Africa is really losing ground. This is where we have to think twice. Are we going to be eating our Bibles? The Europeans who even wrote the Bibles, they kept their Bibles in the wardrobe. I can categorically tell you at least 60% or 70% they don't go to church on Sunday. All they do, they go to their workshop to start inventing, doing all sorts of things, to make sure the new generation that is coming, life is easier for them. But we, the parents in Nigeria or in Africa as a whole, either we have Quran in our hand or we have a Bible in our hand. Our children know all the verses in the Bible, but they don't know how to open a science book. This is the time to change the new generation so that they know about Africa. They know about our culture, why our forefathers, our ancestors, they were doing what they were doing. Because we lost a lot to the white people during the slave trade, because most of our young men, young women were taken away. We were having this knowledge. And after that, the colonization take hundreds of years. We lost almost everything, but our forefathers, they know, it's like they know what was coming. That's why they started creating all these artifacts, all this artwork, to pass on information to us, for us to know who we are, where we came from, and so on. So the problem, the real problem of the Africans today is religion. If we can be able to put religion aside, I'm not saying you shouldn't be Christian or shouldn't be a Muslim. If we can start investing 50% of this power of the Christianity and the Muslim, to start investing it in science, I think Nigeria will be better today. Nobody will be talking about separating or doing any other thing. Now look, Some of the Igbo brothers, they say they are Jewish. And some of our Yoruba brothers said they came from Mecca. All this inferiority need to stop. No black man came from Israel. Israel came from Africa. And no black man came from Mecca. Mecca came from Africa. There's no man in Mecca that will tell you he came from Africa. Never. They will never do that. It's only when the science say this that they will not accept that they came from Africa. Likewise, the Israelites. If the Igbos come out today and support the Benins, if the Yorubas come up today to support the Benins, to find out whom they are, and not distorting our own history in the social media platform, Wikipedia, Google, Facebook, and all others spaces. I think Africa will be greater today. You don't see that in South Africa because they know exactly who they are. If you go to Kenya, the same thing. If you go to Somali, if you go to Ethiopia, or Sudan, they never impose themselves on any of their tribes, because those people, they know whom they are. And it's time for us in Nigeria to start teaching our history, to really know whom we are, especially in the Benin part of Nigeria, the Benin speaking part. This is very, very important for us, because the Yorubas, they have been doing this on their own part, invented the Yoruba languages. And the Igbos, they have been doing this in their own part, inventing the Igbo language. So the Benins now is now left in the middle. And the Yorubas are now taking part. The Igbos are taking part of it. We are just like that. They are just pressing us together. This is time to push them back against, not by war, not by fighting, by educating ourselves, to let people know whom we are, to let our children know whom they are. Because we are being taught so many things in the schools which are completely fakes about our identity. It's time for us to put everything right. And we are going to be working with other organizations, working with the palace, working with the chiefs, working with the historians of the Benins to make sure we put everything right, because it's very, very important for the Benins. The Benin, they have invented so many things. They did so many things before the white man came. They didn't teach us how to do things. Neither they stole all we were having to use it for themselves. Something like street lights, the drainage, the water system, and others. There are so many. Even before they came, we were using iron. We were using so many things. Why did we lost all these things today? Something like Ada and Eben. Before the white man came, we were already using Ada and Eben. How did our forefather came up with these ideas? How did they invent this Ada and Eben? Start using this iron. How do they know there's something like iron? We should start reasoning. We shouldn't just keep mute and looking and saying like nothing else. So it's time for the Benins to wake up, and this organization will be doing its part to make sure everything is done to support the Benins. And then there's one impression I want to let people to know today. This organization, we are not a caritative organization, because heaven helps those who help themselves. We are not rich in this organization, but we will be doing our best to help our members to do everything we can that our members have a good lives, that the Benin has a good lives, that they know their history, economically and everything. We are going to be doing all we can. But people shouldn't mistake this as a caritative organization. Like a member who just jumped into the organization today, tomorrow starts demanding help and others. You have to do your own part first before you start demanding. Because you meet people there, you doesn't know the reason they are there, and then they have been there. You should learn more about this organization first before start demanding. I'm sorry to say this, but it's just like that. You only have gain when you invest. If you invest, I'm not saying you come and invest your money, no. But if you want to support this organization, you can support this organization. We also have what is called moral support. We also have what is called idea support. So people should know the lines that should not be crossed. And there's also some people calling us scam. We never ask people to donate money for this organization. We never ask money from you or anything like that. I don't know the reason why you should be calling us scam. Because people are just afraid when they hear this name, the Benin Empire Advancement League, because they know what we are capable of doing, and they know what we have been doing. So we are ready to welcome all the Benins to this organization. We will work with them, know whom they are, know their interests. Yes, that is why we are Benins. We are brothers and sisters, whether you are Equerry, whether you are from Ga, whether you are from Fon, Eve, or Isoko, Urobo, or Degema, or Apia, Egba, Eko, Edo. We all are brothers and sisters. We all migrated from the great Benin Empire. It's not the force that you must be with us, but we will be very happy to receive you in our midst as a brother and as a sister. And as so many of you know today, the Benis, they are the most oppressed ethnic groups in the whole of Africa today, in the whole of West Africa. Whether you go to Ghana, go to Republic of Benin, go to Togo, or even in Nigeria, we can see this. So we doesn't need this to start to be taking place every day. So we can do a lot to make sure we support our people. We do what all we can for our people, to help our people, to build our people, to make sure our people are not lacking of anything. So thank you very much, and I appreciate those who will listen to this video, and those who has been listening. I want to thank everyone for their support till yet, and we still need your support, because a tree cannot make a forest. So thank you very much, and we'll be coming out very soon again to start doing all it takes to educate our people about themselves. So thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.